Good afternoon. Thank you, Nick, and this is a wonderful conference. So a year ago in ICONS 2022, we presented for the first time the outline about how to set up a newborn genome screening initiative in Greece over a 5-year period. And so this year, I will talk to you about the progress that has taken place in the past 12 months, literally. So some basic facts. Greece has a population of about 10 million, has 7 health regions, and the annual birth rate is 80,000 babies. So there is some cultural homogeneity, and there is a very strong social emphasis on health and prevention. So what you see in this slide is our initial network of what we put in place for a phase 1 trial, which is 1,000. We plan to enroll 1,000 babies. Incidentally, newborn screening was introduced in Greece in 1974. And up until the end of the summer of this year, there were 4 diseases, genetic diseases that were screened through biochemical screening, and now it has increased up to 33. So we set up one of the first tasks that we had was to engage our stakeholders, and they were obviously the healthcare providers, the public health officials, and of course our key constituency, which is the parents. So we have an agreement. We got an agreement with the National Public Health Organization or Authority in Greece, EOD. And for the phase 1 trial, for the 1,000 babies trial, we engaged 3 university hospitals, 3 public hospitals. The Alexandra Hospital in Athens, the University Hospital in Central Greece in Larissa, and Papageorgiou Hospital in Northern Greece in Thessaloniki. And we also engaged as a partner a central core lab, which is also in Thessaloniki. And you see the principals in those 4 partners named on this slide. So how this has been designed. You see here what we call the operational workflow. And as many in this group described, several presenters and so on, we spent a fair amount of time in creating educational material that would actually be able to communicate basic facts with the average person. And we had pamphlets, brochures, and also we have spot videos, and of course a website. And these were used for our enrollment. And we decided to have 2 paths for enrollment. Number 1 is the last trimester of pregnancy, the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, where it was done through the regular obstetrical follow-up. And the second one was in the nursery. And I cannot say yet which one of the 2 is the most efficient, because it's work in progress, but we are taking both paths. The other part, of course, is we decided very early on to adapt to the standard of practice in Greece. And babies stay in the maternity hospital in Greece for 3 days after birth. So we decided to actually get a second Guthrie card, filter paper card, before the babies were discharged, at the same time when they were getting the card for sample for biochemical screening. Next step, of course, was the DNA sequencing, of course, extraction and DNA sequencing, and this is whole genome sequencing at 30x analysis, and of course, all 1,000 babies, all 1,000 families will get a written report, positive or negative. And as you can see here, we have planning for orthogonal confirmation if we identify, if we have a screen positive case, and of course, genetic counseling. Part of the reasoning of having a report to all families was because we want to have a post-service engagement with the families at 3 and 12 months. So here is the part that I want to also share with you, is that we started enrollment. And we started enrollment in July of this year, and we had a kind of graduated enrollment. We started with the University Hospital in Athens, and we continued with Thessaloniki, and now we have all 3 places enrolling. And you can see here that we have a plan to have a series of trials. Needless to say, this is a consented process, so we have an informed consent. That's how they are enrolled in the trial. And we're going to have a series of trials, a phase 2, phase 3, and so on. And we have specific objectives as to what we want to establish for at each trial. So what you see here is one of the first, I would say, surprising or probably not so surprising elements is the high percentage of uptake in between 80 to 90%. And of course, it's a very small sample, it's the beginning. But what we saw is that practically most women, most parents decided that this is, after we explained to them, and it's a test that they would like their babies to have. And what you also see is some of the reasoning, what they gave us as the reason why they chose. And for the few cases where we did not get consent, in one case was because there was a disagreement between the 2 parents, so we decided that we are not going to proceed with that. And some other reasons was, as you can see here, probably some religious or other privacy concern issues. But in the overwhelming majority, it was a positive reception. So again, here is some one of the elements of the studies. We have a detailed prenatal intake form and a detailed neonatal form. And I'm not going to give you all the details. You can see in the pipe chart is preliminary, and of course it's the analysis is ongoing. But so far, we are focusing in having as completely filled form of the data as possible for its baby. One of the things that we are actually surprised is when we started, we estimated that we would have about 1% positive screen positive rate. Today I saw that there is almost a 3%. Some studies reported that. So here is the first positive case in the 110 so odd cases. And you can see the clinical description here is a case with factor VIII deficiency. And we proceeded to, obviously, to study this, and we did as we had planned in the protocol, a family tree analysis, plus we analyzed the maternal aunt. And here is the result. We have a frame-shift mutation in factor VIII, which actually is one of the most common pathogenic variants linked to hemophilia A in several databases, inclusive the ClinVar and other databases. And you can see the 3 people who actually contributed here in following through very quickly with this case is Yannis Vatselas, Michael Kilpatrick, and Athina Ververi. And I would like to end here by acknowledging some of the many people who are involved in this project. It takes a village, and without those people, we wouldn't be able to mount this trial. Thank you for your attention.